Well, there we have it, guys. 2 wins from 2, and it's the first time in 10 years, is it? I think that's the stat. It might be 8 years, but it's the first time we've won both of our opening games in a Premier League season. That just blows my mind, the fact that that's a thing. But if I think back, do you know what? It makes sense. All of those depressing starts to the season over the last decade or so. First thing that jumps to mind is the Aston Villa one when we lost at home. Benteke. That was horrible, but it's fantastic because we've managed to get 2 wins from 2. We've started strongly, even though we haven't been particularly playing well. And let's be honest, today wasn't anything special. There wasn't really any, I think, any comfortable vibes from this game at any point. It always felt like we were on edge. The best way to describe Arsenal so far this season is actually represented by Pepe, our brand new signing. Moments of brilliance where you look at him and think, wow, this guy shows a lot of talent, he looks good. And then there's moments where you can see a bit of nervous energy, a little bit of anxiety on the ball. That's Arsenal so far this season. I don't think it's not a lack of fitness, but I think it's more up here. It's a lack of mental sharpness. We're not back at the races yet, you know, and that's fine. It's the start of the season, and thankfully it hasn't affected the results because we've beaten Newcastle, we've beaten Burnley. 2 games that we could have well have lost. Probably more recently than I think. We've been so poor at the start of seasons for a while. So really, really nice to see us get 6 points from 6. And today was an interesting game. First game of the season at home, where we're ultimately very, very strong. We don't really drop points at the Emirates, which makes last season even more painful that we didn't finish in the top 4. Oh man, Brighton at home, Crystal Palace at home towards the end of the season. I don't know why I keep going back. This is a new season. It's a new look Arsenal, and I like it. I do. I think David Luiz started today. You can see the lineup just above me on the left there. David Luiz gives us something a little bit different in defence that maybe we didn't have, and that's the passing range. We all know David Luiz has an incredible pass on him. There were points today where he was able to pick a pass that maybe other defenders just can't in this Arsenal squad, which was really good. You can see that Emery wants us to play out the back, so he's encouraging us to do that, and he's brought in a player in David Luiz that can easily do that. Whether or not I think he's actually going to be good for us this season, it's too early to tell. I feel like there is going to be moments of madness with David Luiz. We know he's similar to Mustafi in that way, just very error-prone. I'm just waiting for a moment of madness when he passes the ball back and then they score. You know, something like that. But it was good to see David Luiz get his debut today, and I think he did well. Sokratis and him make a good partnership, as did Chambers and Sokratis last week. I feel like Sokratis has cemented himself into this team as the best defender. I think Koscielny was pretty decent towards the end of last season, but now that he's gone, Sokratis really has taken over, and that's great to see. Kolasinac back today as well, which was good to see. It's a shame that Ozil wasn't match fit. I think he had some sort of illness this week, but obviously off the field, things have been going on between Kolasinac and Ozil, and some sort of gang-related violence. We all saw the video, and it's horrible that they couldn't play last week because of it. So it's good to see them back in the squad. Technically, you know, they were both at the stadium. That's a start. But Kolasinac came on and did okay. Let's take a look at this lineup because there are a few things I want to talk about. Mainly a certain Spaniard that we've got on loan, Ceballos. Oh, what a performance from him. So Leno, solid in goal, made a real good few saves in this game that actually made me go, like, you know it's a good save when that happens. There was one particular moment where it was offside, but either way, the shot came in and he just had such a strong hand, like David Seaman style, just managed to keep the ball out. Really, really impressive stuff from Leno. So, as usual, really impressed with him. Maitland-Niles at right back, continuing to do really well there. I think he will mature over time if he keeps playing there. He still makes the odd wrong decision, I think, when maybe he should be passing, he's dribbling, and when he's dribbling, he should be maybe not. He should be looking for... It's a little bit of an odd one. I think Maitland-Niles, though, is a very good player, but you can see he's built for midfield. I personally see him as a centre mid, and I think because of Bellerin's injury, of course, he's having to be playing there, but that's all good. That'll come good as well. Sokratis, David Luiz did fine. Monreal at left back, again, solid performance. Just a lack of finishing product at the other end. It's a little bit disappointing when you get Monreal into these great positions and then he hits the first player with his cross. Same as Kolasinac, when he was playing last season. It's just the same old story with our fullbacks, and I would very much like to see Tierney back in this team as soon as possible. When I say back in this team, I want to see him make his debut as soon as possible, because I think he's going to give us something a little bit extra down that left side. But that brings me on into midfield, Guendouzi and Ceballos. Now, don't forget how young Ceballos is, okay? He's still very young. You can see why Madrid and Zidane really didn't want to include an option to buy, because he is absolutely amazing. Now, I was thinking at the time, there was moments where he's on the ball. Who does he remind me of? What does he do? There's something about Ceballos. There's two players that come to mind when I watch Ceballos. One, the player that we let leave for free, Aaron Ramsey. There is an Aaron Ramsey in Ceballos. The work, the determination, the way he wins the ball back, the way he's defending and then suddenly attacking. He's a brilliant box-to-box player. But the other player he reminds me of, and that I truly, truly miss, is Santi Cazorla. Santi Cazorla for Arsenal was, for me, he goes down as one of the most underrated signings of all time in the Premier League. He was so good for us. Really technical. He's such a gifted player. Both feet. Winning the ball back, finding a pass. Ceballos does that job so well. For me, he starts. Now, there's a little bit of a question over Torreira. Should he be starting when Guendouzi's fit and Xhaka's fit and Willock's fit? Who goes into the team? Mesut Ozil, how does he get in? For me, Ceballos has to be playing in that box-to-box role. It's very difficult to shift a player out after a performance like that. He single-handedly dominated the midfield for us today. He was unbelievable, man of the match by far, and I absolutely loved him. So good, and I just pray that we can get him permanently for a relatively decent fee in the summer, because it won't be. If he continues to perform like this, Madrid are going to want 60, 70, even 80 million, so we'll see. But he's going to be a massive asset to us this season. But next to him, honestly, I love Guendouzi. I think Guendouzi is a fantastic player, and I think he's one for the future, no doubt. But is he in front of Torreira right now as the main partner for Ceballos, or should we be going with Torreira and Guendouzi instead of Ceballos? Ceballos can play at camp. I think he can play behind the striker, but then you miss out on that hard-working, determination, winning the ball back, and that's probably not what we want to see. So I think, for me, Ceballos and Torreira make a great partnership, and Guendouzi, although he is good and he's made a very good start this season, I think Torreira should be playing ahead of him. Now, I know there's probably some match sharpness and match fitness related issues there, because it was a busy break. Can you even say that? A busy break, but Torreira came back quite late. So there's probably an element of Torreira would be in the team, but just can't be right now. So it's great that we've got these options, by the way. How nice is that we're bringing on Torreira in the last 20 minutes or so. It's pretty good squad depth, but I think I would like to see Torreira and Ceballos next week and see how that pivot works. And I'd like to see Ozil back in the team potentially. I thought Willock was okay today. I don't think he did anything special, but again, showed great promise. He is going to be a great player for us. Nelson on the wing. Scored, but it was ruled offside. Fair play, but what a finish. Other than that, I didn't see too much from Nelson this week, and you can see why he was taken off for Pepe, who came on and did a great job. I feel like Pepe, the first 10 minutes, was like a headless chicken. He was losing the ball a lot, a few bad touches, passes that went astray, and I was thinking to myself, just calm. And he must have listened, or he just clearly thought about it himself. Just needs to calm himself down. He has got a lot to prove with a price tag like that, of course, but when he calmed down and just slowed himself down, he started really, really showing what he's got, and he's going to be an exciting player. I really do prefer him on the right. I didn't want to see him on that left side. He went on that left side, and it wasn't working. As soon as we shift him onto the right, that was really, really impressive. So well done to him. But Nelson, he'll come good. Again, he's been okay today. Nothing special, but he hasn't been bad at all. But I would like to see Pepe ahead of him. Of course, I would. And then, of course, the two goal scorers, we've got Aubameyang and Lacazette. When they play together, we are a better team. Whether it's Aubameyang on that left side and Lacazette through the middle, whether it's two up top, I don't care. Just get them in the team because we are a better team with them. Aubameyang is just guaranteed to score at the moment. It can be out of nothing. This is why I captain him on my FPL team. Captain Aubameyang all season long. Even if he's injured, I don't even care. I love the guy, and I'm so sad that he's not 25, because imagine if we could have him for another 5-6 years. Honestly, there are moments where I just see Thierry Henry in him. I really do. His goal today, was just out of nothing. Ceballos wins the ball back, which is obviously really good. Okay, that's fantastic to see. But the magic starts when Aubameyang gets the ball because he makes it look so simple. He just shifts the ball to the right, whacks it in the bottom left corner, and before you know it, it's 2-1. And I tell you what, at that point, Burnley were just suffocating us. We just could not get anything going. Lacazette's goal, equally as special because he's done it himself. Out of nothing, he holds off the defence and he just, while he's on the floor practically, nutmegs the keeper, and it's a beautiful finish, well-worked goal. And those are the two moments that won us this game. This could have been a 1-0 loss. Burnley were actually very decent, I think. You can see they are much more sharp than us. They have had a better pre-season and they look very, very good. And I think that they'll be absolutely fine this season. There's no doubt about it. Barnes, one of the top scorers in the last 12 months or something crazy like that. This calendar year, he's one of the leading goal scorers for a reason. And they were whipping the ball in and putting so much pressure on our very weak defence compared to our attack. And they did get themselves a good few chances. And of course, they scored one, which I'm not too happy about Guendouzi on that one, but it doesn't really matter too much. We've won the game. But honestly, Burnley could have won this game. Again, similar to the Newcastle result, I don't feel like they actually deserve to lose, but that's just what you get sometimes. The quality of Arsenal shone through in the end, you know, with the match-winning abilities of an Aubameyang, which they just don't have. So overall, I'm very happy, mainly because of the result, not because of the performance, even though, you know, 50% of this game was positive, maybe more than 50%, but a lot of it was us just passing the ball around, trying to find a gap, and patience really was an important part of the game today, and we did show patience, which is a quality I'd like to see more of, because we seem to flap around a lot, don't we? So I'm super pleased. Emery looked absolutely elated on the bench, and can I just say, after living through Wenger my whole entire life, seeing Wenger on the sideline, just sitting there, not doing anything, not getting up, and every now and again he gets up and maybe talks to a player, but the passion that Emery shows, I love it. Makes me feel it here. You know, he loves this club. Clearly, he wants to be here and he wants our team to do well. And I'm not saying Wenger didn't feel like that with Wenger. Of course it did, but he didn't show that passion. You know, he wasn't on the edge of the pitch just going crazy at the players, and I just love to see it. And it's one of those things, if you go back and watch my videos in the past, that was one of the things I really wanted to see with our new manager, whoever it was. Just passion. If you're passionate, the team will be passionate. They can see the manager on the edge of the pitch going crazy, barking orders, praising, whatever it may be. That gives the team a little bit of a push, you know. And that, honestly, you say the crowd is the 12th man, but honestly, the manager is the 13th man. He gets them going, and he's so good at it. And I would absolutely love to work with Emery if I was a footballer. I really would. He's such a passionate guy, and honestly, I know he's only signed a 2-year deal, and maybe that's a good thing. It could all go wrong this season, but quite honestly, if I found out today that we are going to be improving as a club over the next 5 seasons, we will be competing for the Premier League title and the Champions League, and Emery will be the guy guiding us, I will be more than happy for him to sign a long, long contract, because Arsenal is not a club where we chop and change managers. A lot of teams maybe would have sacked him this summer because we didn't get Champions League football. But for me, it's something that I really want. I want stability at this club. I want managers outlasting players. Okay, so give him time and you can see the results. They've already started off very well this season. Is this the season where we actually do get back into that top 4? Yes, I think it might be. But of course, it's very early to tell. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you do enjoy my Operation Arsenal episodes. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and I will see you next time.